Well, hello everyone, and a very warm welcome to a very, very special episode of Homechoir. Today, it is the final episode of learning Vivaldi's Gloria, and I know we've done the teaching for this out of order. There is a reason for this. It's to do with the amount of time I've got per each week in order to get this all recorded, but we've arrived at the last of the movements to be taught, which actually turns out to be the penultimate movement of this wonderful, wonderful work, discovered after centuries of having been passed around to various private collectors, discovered and reintroduced into the public consciousness in the mid-20th century, and it's become one of the all-time greatest and perhaps favourite choral works in the repertoire. Now, we're going to sing today Quoniam Tu Solus Sanctus, which means you alone are the Most High, you alone are the Lord. It is the movement that comes just before that Cum Sancto fugue that we learnt last week. And after today, you will have here on Homechoir a complete collection of all of the teaching for each of the choruses for this magnificent work. So I do hope you've enjoyed learning this one with me. There will be more Baroque music coming up very, very soon, and more exciting projects coming down the pipeline. But first, let me tell you what's going on here on the channel. Now, of course, I'm not actually here live today. I'm over at the university talking about virtual choirs to a large cohort of sound engineering students. So I shall bid them all hello on your behalf, and I shall be back live here on the channel on Friday with a very, very silly collection of songs, including the infamous Donald Where's Your Trousers, which is a fabulous, fabulous song, hugely catchy, very, very silly, all about wearing a kilt. And then on Sunday, well, it would be a shame to not celebrate the fact that we've completed this Vivaldi Gloria with a bit of a sing-through, some movements that we've learnt since our last Sing Sunday. So do make sure you've got that one in the calendar. That will be 11 a.m. And that will be on the 25th of Feb. I'm just double checking the time and date. So I look forward to seeing you live for those sessions. And of course, if you're enjoying today's session, don't forget, hit the thumbs up, hit the like button. It doesn't cost you anything. Do subscribe as well, because we're doing really, really well. We want to try and get to 5,000 subscribers this year. So if you are on the list of people who haven't yet subscribed, if that red subscribe button is still there glaring at you, well, click on it for us and turn it a soothing shade of grey. Remember, it doesn't cost you anything. Everything here on Homechoir is free. We just want people to enjoy it. Now, that being said, if you do enjoy it and you want to help us out and want to help us make these programs for you and indeed the world, well, then you can buy us a coffee by going to homechoir.org/donate. And if you're one of the people who supports us either with a one-off donation or if you're kind enough to support us every month, we just have to say a huge thank you to you, because we couldn't do this without your help. Now, of course, the most important thing is to make sure that you are absolutely at the cutting edge of what's going on here on Homechoir, with such a lot of exciting projects coming just for you very, very soon. So make sure you're signed up to our weekly email newsletter. We promise to never, ever spam you. That's not what we're about. We'll send you a message once a week, including all the links, scores, and any other relevant news, and it is there for you to use as you wish. So go along to homechoir.org, click newsletter, sign up, fill in the very short little form, and you're done. And if you tell us when your birthday is, remember, just the day and the month. We would never presume to ask the year. Well, then we will sing you happy birthday when your special day rolls round. And, well, it's Debbie and Denise's birthday on the 21st, and so we'll sing them happy birthday in a moment. Let's go full screen, though, and let's warm ourselves up a little bit. Let's start by rolling our heads around, just stretching these neck muscles out. Lovely. I'm recording this on Sunday morning, so it's a good time to just stretch these neck muscles out. Whatever time of day it is for you, though, it's important to make sure your instrument is ready to use. We'll roll our shoulders round a little bit and then turn that into bigger shoulder rolls. Wonderful. Then we'll bring them up to our ears, everyone. And we'll sigh and we'll just let those shoulders fall. Here we go. Fantastic. And a little bit more stretching just over to one side. Feel the stretch along the long side and to the middle and the other side and to the middle and forwards and to the middle. And just within those 3 movements, everyone, just let your head roll around. Got to make sure we're warmed up, as today's movement is really quite substantial. He lied. Okay, let's do a little bit of gentle humming and we'll start off here. Now we're at Baroque pitch, so although I'm playing a D major chord, this is actually sounding at D flat. So we're just going to hum up and this major third. Here we go, nice deep breath, and on the same pitch to an ooh, and same pitch to an oh with a drop jaw, and very nice indeed. Let's drop down a bit. Let's have a ya. Here we go, and ya. And again, there's 3 times this time. Ya. Splendid. And as promised, we're going to sing happy birthday to Debbie and to Denise. Let's bring their names up on screen. I hope you have a fantastic birthday when it comes. And to everyone all around the world, we're going to sing for you now. So, after 2, everyone. 1, 2. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Debbie and Denise. Happy birthday to you. And many more. Many happy returns of the day to you, Debbie and Denise, and to anyone else out there celebrating your special day. Have a great one from all of us. Now, I'm going to bring the teaching here on screen, and just bear in mind, this is definitely not the most demanding movement in this Vivaldi Gloria. It's almost a masterclass in restraint and in economy of pitch, and you'll see what I mean in a moment. Let's bring the score up on screen. Here it is. You can find a link to the score in the description if you want to use the PDF. And as we just glance through it, well, we see actually it's really quite familiar because it's as in the beginning, okay? As it was in the beginning, so it is now, never shall be, except it's a much more truncated version of the opening. Of course, Vivaldi does this a lot. If you're familiar with his Dixit Dominus, he does the same thing just before the final fugue. Brings back the first movement, but in a smaller version. Now we can see here the choir come in, Quoniam Tu Solus Sanctus, Quoniam Tu Solus Sanctus on those 2 chords, D major and A major, albeit at baroque pitch. And then we have the extended Tu Solus Dominus, Tu Solus Altissimus, you alone are the Lord, you alone are the Most High, Jesu Christe, Jesu Christe, and that's it. It's very, very short. In fact, for a change, because this is such a short movement, what I thought we'd do is we'll just listen through to the whole thing, and then we'll start with our teaching session for the sopranos. So here it is, everyone. I'm going to go back to the beginning of the score. And if you wish to follow along, find the movement for me. This is Quoniam Tu Solus, and this is the first full playthrough. Here we go.
Quoniam tu solus sanctus, Quoniam tu solus sanctus, tu solus Dominus, tu solus Sanctissimus, Jesu Christe, Jesu Christe.
There we go. Bright, joyous, and a lot of fun. So now let's go back to the top and let's have a look at the soprano line. Sops, you have a grand total of 3 pitches in this one, and that is echoed only really by the altos, who have 3 pitches. Tenors have a mere 2, Basses have, well, what I'll call 2.5, and you'll know what I mean when we get their basses. Now, important to notice here that it's a forte opening, Quoniam Tu Solus Sanctus. And a little tip for everyone, regardless of your voice part, is to make sure you're really singing through these particular syllables. Sanctus. You put the T, the C rather, just before the T, so that it doesn't end up sounding choppy. So sopranos, your first two phrases, we start here on a D. Bear in mind this is Baroque pitch, so it's a semitone lower than you're expecting. So it's 1, 2, Quoniam Tu Solus Sanctus. 4, 1, 2, Quoniam Tu Solus Sanctus. Okay, nice and straightforward. Make that dotted rhythm nice and bouncy. Let's sing it together after 2. 1, 2, Quoniam Tu Solus Sanctus. 4, 1, 2, Quoniam Tu Solus Sanctus. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Now, we're going to extend the sound. We're going to sing all the way through. Long phrases here. Tu solus dominus is the first phrase. Now, it starts on the C sharp. It rises. Okay, creates a little suspension which then resolves. Tu solus, and this is quite loud. Nice deep breath after 2. 1, 2. Tu solus dominus. I'd always say lean on the D more than on the C sharp. Now you need to take a huge breath after dominus. Okay, you've got 2 beats to do it because you're going to sing through the next phrase into the first Jesu Christe. It is a piano dynamic, so you can sing a little softer, which is going to help you conserve your air. And you sing Tu solus Sanctissimo Jesu Christe. Okay, all the way through. Now I'm going to sing that for you, and I'm going to take a huge breath because I didn't last time. I was too busy talking and I came straight in. So a huge breath, and it goes 3, 4. Tu solus sanctissimus Jesu Christe. Okay, and it's a sudden forte on that Jesu Christe. And then just to the end we sing Jesu Christe. Okay, really quite straightforward. Let's go back to the Tu solus dominus here in bar 10. Okay, so this is still allowed. Let's sing to the end, and then we can do a full sing through. Okay, here we go. To do 1, 2. Tu solus dominus. Now big breath. Tu solus sanctissimus Jesu Christe. Jesu Christe. Brilliant. It really is that straightforward. So let's put the soprano part up a couple of notches. Let's make everyone else a little bit quieter. Let's take the score back to the beginning. And this is our soprano sing through. And those of you who are reading along, it really is as simple as that. Of course, what follows this is the Cum Sancto Spiritu Fugue, which isn't quite as simple as this, but this is a nice little break from the complexity. Okay, here we go. From the top, the soprano sing through. Take a nice deep breath. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Huge breath. And yum ba da bum ba da bum bum bum. And there you have it. That is the soprano part. And you might be thinking, well, that was very, very straightforward. It's nothing compared to what's about to follow. But before that, let's have a look at the alto part. Because altos, you have 3 pitches as well. Now, you start on the 3rd of the chord here. You have the same rhythm. You notice that this is all sung what's called homophonically, where everyone sings the same words, the same rhythm, same tempo. It's block chords rather than a fugue, which of course is what's going to follow in the next movement. So we sing Quoniam Tu Solus Sanctus for 1, 2, Quoniam Tu Solus Sanctus. Okay, nice and bouncy, as with the sopranos. And don't forget, everyone, do look cheery at this movement. Here we go, after 2, 1, 2. Quoniam Tu Solus Sanctus for 1, 2. Quoniam Tu Solus Sanctus. Good, and now to contrast, we have a loud and a smooth feel to the next line as we sing Tu Solus Dominus. Okay, you actually get, I think, without any doubt, the most interesting part here. And then, as a little echo, after another huge breath, as we sing Tu Solus Sanctissimus Jesu Christe. Okay, listen to that. This, remember, it's the same as the soprano, so it starts softly, Tu Solus Altissimus, straight into, no breath, Jesu Christe. And make sure that you sing all the way through. As I say, you'll need a huge breath, and do mark the change in dynamic from piano at the start of the phrase to forte at Jesu Christe. Let's go back and let's sing from Tu Solus Dominus here in bar 10. Huge breath. 1, 2. Tu Solus Dominus. And Tu Solus Altissimus Jesu Christe. And then, on the same note, Jesu Christe, with that same celebratory sense. Let's sing that last Jesu Christe and Jesu Christe. Excellent. Always, even though this is a relatively simple part, or it's a very simple part, do always sing it as musically as you can. Sing through Jesu Christe as if you're singing it into a great big cathedral acoustic, this sort of Jesu Christe, singing right to the end of the phrase as if to send it off to all the corners of the great basilica. Okay, so let's take it back. We're going to have the alto play through now, so I'm going to make that part a bit loud. I'm going to make the others a bit softer. And if you are going to sing along with this, well, you're very welcome to do so. Make sure you've had a drink to hydrate your voice. Some parts, I'm sure, are sight reading along. And if you've already sight read your part, well, why not sight read one of the others for a bit of variety? So from the top, this is the alto sing through. And don't forget, nice cheery smile. Here we go. Deep breath altos, and
Quoniam Tu Solus Sanctus.
and
Quoniam Tu Solus Sanctus. Tu Solus Dominus.
huge breath.
Tu Solus Altissimus Jesu Christe.
And
Jesu
dum, dum, dum. Fabulous. Very few composers could write a piece as simple as that and have it be so popular, have it be so well loved. It's very, very simple, and yet it's the combination of the choral parts and the bright, cheerful accompaniment this is so characterful and so typical of Vivaldi. Okay, let's go back to the beginning. It is time for the tenors. Tenors, well, I was talking about economy, and Vivaldi clearly was being charged by the note for tenors because you have a grand total of 2 pitches. Today's teaching tenors is brought to you by A and C sharp. That's it. That's all you get. Okay, so that being said, you can still sing this with a great deal of musicality and a great deal of enjoyment. And so let's have a look at your opening part here as you sing after 2. It's nice and loud. It's 1, 2. Quoniam Tu Solus Sanctus. 1, 2. Quoniam Tu Solus Sanctus. And no, that wasn't me repeating the first phrase. That is your first two phrases. It's identical. You're singing on the A for both phrases, and it's that identical feel. Think of it more as a sort of trumpet line. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. Okay, and one of the things about being left with a single pitch to deal with is actually not the easiest thing to do, is to sing the same note over and over and over again, because you have to make micro adjustments so that you don't drift out of your lane and go flat or sharp. You also need to make sure that you're getting the overall shape of the phrase, so it's not just Quoniam Tu Solus Sanctus where you're emphasizing every single note. Quoniam Tu Solus Sanctus. Yes, there's a shape to it. So even though you are stuck on one pitch, do make sure you're making this as musical as you can. Let's sing it together. In fact, let's sing it with the accompaniment. Why not? Let's treat ourselves. So here's a little bit of an introduction. Here we go. And
Quoniam Tu Solus Sanctus. Quoniam Tu Solus Sanctus.
fabulous. Apologies for the score skipping, but I assume that wasn't a major problem, as, to be honest, it is just the same pitch over and over again. Let's do it again, just because the score was not behaving for me. Here we go. Here's your little introduction. Deep breath, and
Quoniam Tu Solus Sanctus.
deep breath.
Quoniam Tu Solus Sanctus.
Lovely, lovely. Quoniam Tu Solus Sanctus. Now, up to the C sharp. This is your other pitch, and this is just as before, nice and legato. So it's Tu Solus Dominus. Okay, it's a little bit of a feel of an emergency services vehicle. Okay, just make sure that C sharp is nice and bright. Let's sing that together after 2. 1, 2. Tu Solus Dominus. Then, just as with everyone else, you're going to take a great big breath, tenors, ready for bar 14, because you're going to sing all the way through as you sing Tu Solus Altissimus Jesu Christe. Listen to that for me, because it does move backwards and forwards between those pitches, and then you've got a crotchet movement there, one of the only ones in the entire movement, I think, as a way of apologising for the fact you've only got 2 pitches. Let's go from Tu Solus Altissimus, tenors, bar 14. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tu Solus Altissimus Jesu Christe. And then to the end, staying on the A, Jesu Christe. And as I said before, you're going to use this, even though it's a single pitch. The fact that you don't move means you get to sing it the most musically of anyone. Jesu Christe. Okay, and really, really enjoy the feel of that. Let's take it back to the start. This will be the tenor sing through, all the way from the beginning, and then we'll look at the basses, who have a little bit more than the tenors, though not much. Okay, here we go. From the top, here we go, tenors, enjoy. Deep breath. 1, 2.
Quoniam Tu Solus Sanctus.
1, 2.
Quoniam Tu Solus Sanctus.
1, 2.
Tu Solus Dominus.
Deep breath.
Tu Solus Altissimus Jesu Christe.
And
Jesu Christe.
dum, tiddy, dum, tiddy, dum, dum, dum. There we go. Thank you, Mr. Vivaldi. Thank you, tenors. That is your line. And last but not least, basses. Now, the tenors have 2 notes. The altos and sopranos have 3. We have 2 pitches, but 3 notes, in that we have a D, we have the upper A, we have the lower A, and that is it. It's tonic and dominant. Chords 1 and 5, over and 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 over again. So basses, from the start, your line goes Quoniam Tu Solus Sanctus 4, 1, 2, Quoniam Tu Solus Sanctus. Okay, nice chesty sound on that lower note, and the same as I've said to everyone, make these dotted notes nice and bouncy and sing it as musically as you can. Try not to let it get stompy. Quoniam Tu Solus Sanctus. Okay, so with me, please, basses, from your first entry. Nice deep breath. 1, 2, Quoniam Tu Solus Sanctus. 4, 1, 2, Quoniam Tu Solus Sanctus. Excellent. Then up the octave on this upper A, nice sustained sound as we sing Tu Solus Dominus. Okay, we become the anchor for everyone else, singing through, as I say, nice and loud and smooth. And then the echo phrase for that, after a huge breath, is softer, and we sing Tu Solus Altissimus Jesu Christe. Okay, our most animated part in the whole thing. Bear in mind, to begin with, it's soft, dotted rhythm, and then straight in. Okay, so let's go back to bar 14, Tu Solus Altissimus. Nice deep breath. 2, 3, 4. Tu Solus Altissimus Jesu Christe. And then we sing Jesu Christe. At the end, sing that with me, and Jesu Christe. There we have it, basses. Let's sing it all the way through from the start for you, and then we can have a complete playthrough. So I'm going to make the basses a bit louder and everyone else a little bit quieter. Here we go. This is the bass playthrough. Enjoy, everyone. Here we go. Deep breath, and
Quoniam Tu Solus Sanctus. Quoniam Tu Solus Sanctus. Tu Solus Dominus.
huge breath.
Tu Solus
Straight through, and
Altissimus Jesu Christe. Jesu Christe.
yum, ba-da-bum, ba-da-bum. So there we go. So everyone, that is your teaching for Quoniam Tu Solus Sanctus. And we're going to have one final playthrough of this lovely, lovely movement, and then we will have taught every single chorus of the Vivaldi Gloria from the beginning to the end over the last 4 years. But all of the teaching is linked in the description of today's video. We will have a complete sing through of the Vivaldi Gloria in the weeks to come, but for now, back to the top. Let's enjoy the full choir sound. And if you've been singing one part all afternoon, well, why not consider singing one of the others now? Just give yourself a bit of variety. It is the spice of life, and indeed the spice of Vivaldi's music. Here we go, everyone. This is our full sing through of Quoniam Tu Solus Sanctus.
Quoniam Tu Solus Sanctus. Quoniam Tu Solus Sanctus. Tu Solus Dominus. Tu Solus Altissimus Jesu Christe. Jesu
are. Now, of course, what should follow is Cum Sanctus Spiritu, which, of course, we learnt very, very recently, just last week. So if you have a look in the description, you can go and learn that movement, and indeed any of the other choruses. You'll see things change here in the studio with some of the early movements because, well, Et in Terra Pax was taught in 2020, Gloria was taught in 2021, some of the other movements in 2022, and the rest this year. So it's very much a sort of a journey back through home choir history. But I do hope you've enjoyed learning these movements. I know many of you know the work from previous experience with choral ensembles, but I think it's a great thing to have here on YouTube a complete teaching set of all of the choruses for anyone who wishes to use them. So if you do know a choir, if you know someone who's learning this piece, do send them this complete set of resources. We're going to make a special area on the Home Choir website, which is all about this, which will have not just the teaching, but also the voice louder parts. It'll have my lecture on the Vivaldi Gloria and more besides. So this is a really, really good thing, I think, for us to have done. And there will be further projects like this as we go forwards. Speaking of going forwards, next week, well, I feel like some more Baroque music. We're going to be doing some Sing and Send soon. That is coming down the line for you in the next few weeks. But until then, well, I couldn't resist. I've recorded some lovely pieces by Handel because who can beat a bit of Handel? So over the next few weeks, we're going to enjoy some of Handel's crunchier, lovelier movements, including, as I say, one next week. I'll announce that one at our Friday session. But in the meantime, everyone, enjoy the rest of your day. I shall be back live on Friday with Donald Where's Your Chuzos and a brilliant Sing Sunday as well. And I do hope you've enjoyed today. So take care, Home Choir. See you soon. Bye-bye.